It's so good to know you're there. This is Art and Leisure. Every week, we're here celebrating creativity in the arts. My name is Chioma Okwara. Let's start right away. Festus Adeyemi is an art lecturer at the Federal College of Education Technical, Akokam. Living and working in Lagos inspired him to do a research on the transportation system in Lagos. He showed 30 art pieces in an exhibition titled Between the Lines. Let's see the solo exhibition. The 30 art pieces on display focused on one subject, transportation in Lagos State.
As we are all aware, transportation system has been a sort of pain to the community, the landscape, the roads, the commuters, me and you, and the city at large. And so this, has protracted over time. And so the desire in me to be part of the solution in this change era.
Festus Adeyemi used brushes, crayons, pens and pencils to depict everyday life in Lagos.
This is a Danfo and the traffic light. The Danfo people are very, very useful, the Danfo buses and the drivers. But when it comes to obeying the traffic light, they are always in haste. This is a tricycle, popularly known as Maruwa. It's also known as Keke Napep. They are trying to organize themselves by queuing up for passengers to enter. So they are like at rest, trying to wait on their turn, as people are coming. I like the beauty in the fact that the thing is tricycle and the thing is well manipulated. Some of them could be very careless, but I can tell you that they have really helped in the ease of transportation in Lagos State. However, they needed to be curtailed so that some of the excesses will be stopped. This is titled National Go Slow. National Go Slow. You can see that the map of Nigeria is there. And the Go Slow, we have some Go Slow rides coming in Lagos here. But we've got that there are also a lot of Go Slow coming down from the northern part of the country. They hold up right in Maiduguri as regards insurgents. It's also causing a lot of traffic because so many people are moving to this part of the country. And so this is a national hold up, and so hold up anyway affecting so many things, a lot of social amenities.
He employed geometric planar representations by using rectangles of various sizes to create dynamic partitions on the canvas surface.
This exemplifies a breakdown using my style of the Piet Modern half, cutting things into bits to make a whole. When a bus is broken down like that, people will be inside because nobody wants to risk their life to come to the express road to come and push. So the driver, probably one person, maybe the conductor, and one other person will volunteer to start pushing. Possibly another driver somewhere that consider the vehicle a hindrance. So, and they begin to push. This has also caused there could be a lot of accidents happening. This is titled Bumper to Fender. And also talking about night traffic, in which a lot of dangers are associated with.
Festus Adeyemi is a principal lecturer at Federal College of Education Technical, Akokam. What will he do differently if he was at the helm of affairs of the Lagos State Transport Management Authority?
First of all, we should bring to the fore to the people that this is a serious problem which is not happening in the developed world. Having said that, we now try to orientate people, by letting people, imbibe the spirit of patience. And of course, some cars and buses are not actually in good order. And of course, the roads must be fixed.
Since he's not in a position to implement all he has said, he's used drawings, acrylic and mixed media paintings to speak to every road user.
A little patience can really go a long way. And for government, I just want them to, some things that they can do for us. The roads are not in good order. Of course, some people are supposed to cross the overhead crossing, make use of the overhead crossing, and they cross the road. In the process, the traffic will be, will build up. So people should possibly, I want to appeal to the government to keep some people, the law enforcement agents permanently where they are supposed to be, so that they can, arrest and prosecute, some people that want to commit suicide, as in, trying to do what they are not supposed to do.
People from all walks of life came to see this exhibition.
Mr. Festus Adeyemi is a very hard-working lecturer, and his research on this transportation system in Lagos is a very welcome idea.
I have seen on display great work of art. I'm not an artist myself, but when I see a good thing, I can recognize it.
Festus Adeyemi turned 50 recently. This whole exhibition is his own way of giving back to society.
I want to first of all thank God that I'm 50. Many of my colleagues did actually believe that I'm 50, but I think maybe I would like to remove my cap so that I don't really look. I want to be much more gentle and more patient at 50. And I also want to be a solution to problems.
His wife of 22 years is not an artist.
Initially when we got married, the whole place will look jam-packed with paints. The rug will be messed up with paints. And I say, ow, this is a big work for me. But as time goes on, I got used to it. When the paint is being poured on the rug, I make sure I clean it immediately. Then, there are ways by which artists used to dress. So at times when you put on some dress, maybe the top is not matching on with the trouser, I will say, no, please, you can't go out with this type of attire. You say, I'm an artist. I said, yes, I know you're an artist. You must change this. This will go with this. But thank God, he's now 50 years old, which we are celebrating together.
Between the Lines exhibition has not only focused on problems, but also preferred solutions. Festus Adeyemi, a full-time lecturer and an accomplished artist, wants to see a Lagos without transportation challenges. Welcome back. I truly love this program because it shows us our abilities. It helps us to know that we can solve our problems. We have enough human and natural resources. Take, for instance, Professor Wole Soyinka. He's Nigeria's expert. He's a brand that sells. His name does not just open doors, but has many programs and awards attached to it. Here's an addition. You can now see Professor Wole Soyinka's early life on the screen. What am I talking about? Watch this. Ake, The Years of Childhood was written by Wole Soyinka and published in 1981. It tells the story of Soyinka's boyhood. He spent the first 11 years of his life in Ake, which is the headquarters of Abeokuta South Local Government Area, Ogun State. The book is best described as Soyinka's memoir.
Soyinka as a brand is something which has, which has been in me, has been around me for more than 35 years. That's around 1980. I've known him personally. I've interacted with him. I've worked with him. I've read virtually every book that he's written. And Ake stands out because it's the story not only of a man, it's also the story of a nation. It's a story of a period, that's the colonial era. It's a story that actually captures a moment in the history of the world, which is World War II. Because he was born in 1934, and the story ends in 1945 when he was 11 years of age.
This is a screen adaptation of Wole Soyinka's Ake, The Years of Childhood.
Wole, are those not your father's books?
Yes, I want to learn them.
Locations were chosen to reflect the colonial era.
We wanted to actually do something as authentic as we could. Wanted to choose locations where some of the stories actually took place. So we shot most of the film in Abeokuta. We shot in Ake. We shot in the forests where some of those events took place. We shot in Igbein, where Mrs. Kuti that's Fela's mother, and Reverend Kuti, Fela's father, actually lived, where most of those stories actually, took place. We shot in GCI, that's Government College in Ibadan.
The 2 hours, 30 minutes movie has more than 600 cast and crew.
The place where we had to work very hard was getting the children, because finding child actors, training child actors, people who can actually deliver the goods. Children have the innocence, but you also have to do a lot of groundwork. You have to work on them a lot.
The children cast couldn't make it to this premiere because school is in session.
I played the role of Ese, Wole Soyinka's father. He was a disciplinarian, and all his hobbies were transferred to Wole Soyinka.
I was the assistant director, and I played the role of Boko also, one of Wole Soyinka's father's friend. He's one of those who can say anything and get away with it around him. And his family and the Soyinka's family were very close.
Teacher Ogunjimi is a teacher in Wole Soyinka's father's school, and a bit close, intelligent, sensible, and highly principled.
My character is Kembere. Actually, I always thought that Kembere was really the power box behind, Fumilayo and Kuti. This is the real politician. This is the motivator of the whole thing. She's more combative, I think the word is, than anybody else.
This movie, shot in 9 months, got 400 million naira. Is a must-see for everyone.
If you want to connect with the past, stories have been told, but you want to see the stories. Some of the characters that are actually featured in this film are people. There are people that those who are alive today know. The Ramson Kutis, some of their grandchildren are very much around. People knew them are around. The Soyinkas, and apart from that, the memories of some of the events, like the Egba Women's Riots of 1945, which we actually capture in the story. These are memories that people actually retain. And I believe that a lot of people were very anxious to see our case so that what they've heard about, they can actually see how it actualizes in the form of a film.
Professor Wole Soyinka's first son represented the family in this premiere.
It's quite a unique feeling. I think it's a normal human psychology to feel that the world pretty much began from when you can remember. And then when we start getting to understand history and discovering the world as it was before we came along, that's a real eye-opener. But then what is really fun is when you can look and see maybe the events surrounding how eventually you even came to be. All the different things that had to happen, all the dangers that had to be survived for your parents to get to the point where you became a reality. So for me, that's going to be the most interesting thing.
This adaptation has the blessing of the Nobel laureate. One wonders how he feels watching himself on the big screen.
It's very difficult to predict because there's so many different factors that would affect how he receives it. Of course, he's in support of the project. I know Dakwa has had a close relationship with him, but not a close working relationship to the point that Prof had any kind of major, creative control. So, in that respect, it's impossible to know what he's expecting and how that will compare with what he eventually sees. From the trailer and from the comments I've heard, it's a very well put together film, very cleverly done, very faithful to history and faithful to the book. So I would think that Prof would probably enjoy it. I think he would like to be here, sneak in, sit at the back, have a little giggle at some of the things he got up to, actually watching himself doing it. He may see one or two things that also really jar with his memory. He may have a particular memory or knowledge of a particular event, and he will see the artistic license that has had to be deployed on screen. So maybe those parts may be of less interest to him. But all in all, I think he'll be very, very curious to see it. And I think when he sees it, I think anybody really, if you get to the point where people are making your life into a film, I think you will come to the project with a fairly flexible frame of mind. You will not be asking them to get it right as you remember it. You will be asking them to document history faithfully. And if the details then become less important, it's more that it is a documentation of an early part of somebody's life. And as long as it's generally accurate, then I'm sure he'll be fine with it, very fine.
After this premiere, the film will be taken around Nigeria and the world so that more people can see it.
We're planning to do the film in French, to do French subtitles. We're planning to do in Portuguese. We're planning to do in Arabic and all that. So the work is much. But much of what's going to happen after now is not us. We're going to be able to send the next phase of the work to those who are into translation, people who can market and all that. So we'll be able to retract and go back to make the next story.
Ake is an amusing and interesting film adaptation of one of the most captivating childhood reminiscences of all time. Good to have you back. I enjoy you to make out time and go to the cinema to see the movie Ake. Alright, still celebrating Nigeria. Something big is about to unfold. I'm particularly happy because young people are preferring solutions to our problems. About a year ago, 9 young men and women researched and also embarked on the project tagged Nigeria Rebirth National Art Project. I'm happy to announce that today, a painting that stands at 9 by 14 feet is a reality. Watch this. Over a year ago, Ambassador David Ocean Ibrahim and his team noticed a problem and resolved to solve it.
The average Nigerian person has a thinking problem. We are more emotional. We just react sentimentally at the expense of thinking. And so we wanted to bring out something that can invoke a thought pattern.
Visual Arts is the vehicle to drive this truth home.
I grew up in the midst of artists. Even when I was getting married, my best friend that we grew up together with is an artist. And I grew up to appreciate art.
We came up with this concept that having an art piece of this nature, it will serve like a software that we can insert, download into the psychic of Nigerians, especially children.
The Nigeria Rebirth National Art Project will make us think.
No nation that ever is developed, America, Russia, Britain, Great Britain and all that, their development was founded on the premise of thinking.
One artist was chosen from each state to be part of this groundbreaking exercise.
There was an online interview conducted whereby the prospecting artists were expected to forward in their soft copies of their previous works, their CV, so that assessment and selection will be made. And I think it was very technically done in the most professional manner.
They converged on Abuja. 6 artists can work on the canvas at the same time.
They had already done the research, done the graphic concept of what we are to paint. Everything, the design had been put in that small thumbnail, so what the artist needed was to follow it up. Artists coming from outside Abuja will spend at least 2 days based on your level of strength.
Many of them are happy working on this project.
Being here is a privilege, and I see myself that the only way I can reach out is through this visual aspect.
It's more of a realism approach, and that's what we've actually been working with, and tried as much as possible to adapt.
What was paramount in my mind then was putting in my best and making sure that what I was drawing or painting had the exact resemblance of what I was asked to do.
Based on this rebirth, it's like making me feel as if myself, I am a new person, and I'm trying to give out to the society that they should know that change is here and we should affect it positively.
For 60 days, they were at the Unity Fountain, and people had the opportunity to interact with them.
We've had all sorts of people from different parts of the world. They come over, they were actually invited and they were able to see this thing. One thing I've learned in this whole exercise is even the people that don't even know anything about art, they appreciate it.
I have a passion to work on this canvas. I have a passion to work because I know we have a large people that are going to see it after here, so I put in my best.
I see the work as the biggest I have ever met in my life, and so I have to put in my best.
From the artwork, it shows Nigerian breaking out of a bondage, breaking out of shackles, emancipating.
I feel very highly honored myself, putting my talent and name on a national piece like this.
This is not just an artwork. This is the future. This is the way forward. This is the way to let people know that Nigeria have come of age.
What will the finished piece look like?
For the purpose of your personality and your power of your program and the effect it has had over Nigeria, let me reward you with this information. If you look in your mind, just visualize what is here. We have the center image is the image of a newborn baby coming out of an eggshell. And this eggshell is the globe. I'm sure you're painting the image. And this baby is coming out in pain, in struggle, in tears. In the process of coming out, there's a lot of drama playing out here. Don't worry, when the movie is out, you'll see it.
The unveiling will be loud.
The president himself is going to unveil this work. During the unveiling, we're telling him to build a massive art gallery where we will have a Rebet Art School, and the work will be there. Other national pieces will be displayed there, but we are going to have a school, Rebel School of Art and Creativity. And so when that structure is built, it's going to be there so people can travel from far to come and see the work. It becomes a tourist spaceman. And anytime there is a national event across the country, the work goes to form a backdrop. So that's the picture we are having in mind.
Thereafter, the work will travel around the country. It will also be taken to 7 nations.
This work will not finish because we are going to travel around the world from February. We're taking it around the world to different states, and Nigerians in diaspora and at home will be adding their thumbprints. We want to collect possibly up to 20 million thumbprints. For anybody that adds their thumbprint, you are also part of the work. You are an artist. 2016, beginning from Dubai, we're taking it around the world. We'll come back to Nigeria, travel around different states. People touch it. From there, we move to Europe, other parts of the world. The idea is to tell the world that Nigeria, something new is happening in the heart of Africa from Nigeria.
Prints will be done and displayed at schools and other select public places.
2016, every primary and secondary school in Nigeria, even that in one village in Maiduguri, will have a copy of this portrait in their assembly hall. That's one target. We want to use art to begin a revolution, as Oswald said, in Nigeria. We want to use it to even stop Boko Haram. We want to use it to change the economy of Nigeria. How that will happen, time will tell.
This 9 by 14 feet art piece will tell the story of Nigeria, past, present, and future. Nigeria Rebirth National Art Project is a Nigerian initiative. This shows that Nigerians have solutions to their problems. Aren't you proud you're a Nigerian? Yes, we'll get to our promised land very soon. Thank you so much for being a part of today's show. I hope we gave you value for the time you spent with us today. If you missed any part of today's program, you can watch it online. Just visit www.artandleisure.com.ng. Please always leave a comment after watching each episode. There are so many episodes for you to watch, more than 60 episodes for you to watch online. My name is Chioma Okpara. My crew and I will be back with something very new, same time next week. Until then, love yourself love Nigeria.